Welcome to D2 Global News. Looks like the geopolitical weather forecast for the Black Sea region is calling for dense fog. But not your average, oh it's misty this morning, kind of fog. We're talking full-on strategic fog here. And you know what that means in global politics, right? You can't see what's coming until it's already knocking on your front door. Usually with a nasty surprise. So hey, let's skip the sugar-coated diplomatic talk for once. Yeah, the Black Sea, which might look like a chill stretch of water nestled between Europe and Asia, is feeling way more like a pressure cooker than a peaceful getaway spot. According to multiple sources, things over there are being smothered by this strategic fog. And come on, we've all seen fog machines before, mostly at crappy 80s concerts. But this kind of fog? Way more dangerous. One wrong move, one misunderstood signal, and boom, entire stage goes up in flames. So what exactly is simmering in this maritime stew? Well, our ever-watchful friends in the US intelligence community, bless their hawkish little hearts, still see Russia as the big, bad boogeyman. Shocking, right? Then Russia, being, well, Russia, shoots down a Ukrainian drone right after some paper-thin ceasefire gets announced. It's like handing someone a peace pipe and immediately lighting it on fire in their face. As for any future deals in the region, murkier than a swamp in a thunderstorm. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, peeved, just some far-off squabble, think again. The Black Sea's been a strategic crossroads for centuries. Remember the Crimean War? Rings a bell? That messy 19th century conflict dragged in basically everyone who mattered. Britain, France, the Ottoman Empire, and yep, an expansionist Russia. Fast forward to today, swap out a few players, upgrade the weapons, and voila, a sequel nobody asked for. This isn't just about who owns which stretch of coastline. It's about power dynamics in Europe and the very real risk of a much bigger conflict. For Uncle Sam, the whole Black Sea mess is your classic geopolitical dilemma. We can't just ignore it. Russia flexing this hard never bodes well for global stability. Plus, we've got allies in the region. And Ukraine, despite its own internal chaos, is standing up to a bear with an insatiable appetite for land. Should we send in troops? Yikes. History tells us jumping into regional conflicts like this is kinda like stepping into a tar pit. Real easy to get in, real hard to get out. You'll hear two main arguments buzzing around on this side of the Atlantic. The Republicans, channeling their inner Teddy Roosevelt, will probably preach about speaking softly and carrying a big ol' stick. They'll push for a strong military presence, more aid to Ukraine, and maybe even some flexing to remind Moscow who's still top dog. They'll probably bring up the Munich Agreement and all the dangers of appeasement, warning that letting Putin run wild in the Black Sea will only make him bolder. Then you've got the Democrats, always the cautious pragmatists, talking about the need for diplomacy. They'll stress the value of international alliances, sanctions, and peaceful solutions through negotiation. Expect reminders of past quagmires in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the argument that the last thing America needs is another messy regional conflict with no clear exit plan. So, what does the old crystal ball say? Honestly, it's probably cracked, but here are a few scenarios we might be staring down. Scenario 1. Fog gets thicker. Business as usual, low-level conflict, flashy diplomacy, tons of uncertainty. This one's most likely. To be honest, nobody really wants a full-blown war in the Black Sea. But no one's backing down either. It's like a toxic marriage. Too stubborn to divorce, too miserable to stay together. Scenario 2. Storm incoming. One miscalculation, one rogue move, or just plain bad luck, and things spiral. Maybe Russia gets too aggressive. NATO feels it has to step in more directly. Or some wildcard, China hand-waving, decides to stir the pot. This is the nightmare scenario. The one that keeps generals and diplomats up at night. And yep, it's not totally off the table. Scenario 3. A ray of sunshine. Against all odds, cooler heads prevail. Real negotiations happen. A solid ceasefire sticks. And maybe, just maybe, a long-term deal comes through. Don't get too excited, folks. In this current climate, that's about as likely as finding good coffee at a congressional hearing. Bottom line, this whole strategic fog over the Black Sea? It's just a symptom of something bigger. A world where old grudges are resurfacing, new powers are rising, and the rules of the game keep shifting. Will the fog clear to reveal a path to peace? Or are we heading into a full-blown storm? Time will tell. But one thing's for sure, we better keep a close eye on that little patch of the map. Because in the wild, unpredictable theater of international politics, the Black Sea might just be the opening act in a play none of us wants to see. Thanks for watching, y'all. What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more content from us. Catch you next time.